Game 4 of the NBA Finals tips off tonight, and the Celtics have a chance to win the Larry O'Brien Trophy for the 18th time in their franchise history. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are both coming off 30-point performances, while Kristaps Porzingis is a game-time decision, and Luka Doncic is probable to play. Here's Wesley Cheng now with more.
Now joined by NBA analyst Jevohn Shepherd. Jevohn, we got Game 4 of the NBA Finals. A sweep is potentially in the works for Boston, but all the criticism coming out of Game 3 was for Luka Doncic, who fouled out in the fourth quarter, showed a bit of immaturity. He mentioned after the game, though, he knew he let his teammates down. So what type of performance are you expecting from him in Game 4?
Well, right away, he has to be more committed to his teammates, right? He's the leader of this team offensively, defensively, and emotionally, right? So he's got to be able to lead this group. And I think with Luka, they lose too many possessions where he takes off-balance, tough shots, and then he's laying on the floor just waiting for calls from the ref, right? This was the end of the first quarter, and now you have Boston going out on the other way, right? This creates 3-point swings, 5-point swings. With a team this efficient offensively, you're losing way too much when Luka's chewing out the officials and letting his teammates down. Remember, they're not touching the basketball as much, so they need him to make shots, but they also need him to give some effort on the defensive end. Head coach Jason Kidd said it, right? There's a target on his chest. Everybody sees him. They're blowing by him. And that's what Boston's going to continue to do to get this fourth win. But we know what Luka can do on the offensive end. Tonight, he's got to be a poised, possessed man on a mission. And we've seen that in the last series against Minnesota. But you need him on both ends of the floor, and you need that emotional intelligence for your teammates.
So, look, that's part of the reason why they're down 0-3. And you look at the Boston side of the ball, they're on the verge of a dominant all-time playoff run here. They're at 15-2. Statistically speaking, it's basically one of the best runs we've ever seen. So why do you think they're not getting as much due when it comes to all-time playoff performances?
Well, everybody loves Boston sports, right?
Yes.
But I do think they deserve a lot more credit when you look at what this team has accomplished, right? This is a 64 regular season win team, but also how they're playing as a team. I think there's way too much discord and way too much discourse on whose team is this, right? Is it Tatum's team? Is it Brown's team, right? And the big thing for me is this team plays in harmony. Phil Jackson spoke about that with some of his great teams in Chicago and LA, getting teams to play in harmony, in unison. And you're seeing that with this group, with Tatum, with White, you know, a number of these guys. And that has to be spoke of a lot more. We're talking about a team that's probably one of the most efficient NBA teams we've seen offensively in NBA history. They're a second best defense all year. They've accomplished a lot, and they've only lost 2 games this entire playoffs.
Well, look, we know it goes without saying history's not on Dallas' side here. We'll see if they can do it, at least extend it to a Game 5. Jevohn, thanks as always.